Now welcome on board Tribhuwan Adhikari, MD and CEO at LIC Housing Finance, joining in on the show right now to talk about how their quarterly performance has been. Mr. Adhikari, great to have you on the show. Q4 clearly has been a good quarter for you. Your NII, PPOP all look good, but there is a slight dip in your PAT as well. Help us understand what's really weighing in on the profitability, given that teething issues one was seeing around your new technical software and your organizational structure now seem to have been resolved.
I would say we maintained our profits of profit before tax of Q3 as compared to Q4. Yeah, for the year, the profits have been good. Profit before tax, after tax, we are up by almost 65% at nearly, what is it? It is almost 6,053 crores against 3,557 crores. So nothing really weighing on the profits as such. Yes, there were some one-off expenses in Q4 which probably weighed on our net profit. We had to provide for some areas of wage revision which is impending, almost about 32 crores. Areas for gratuity, there has been a slight change in the way we calculate gratuity, 22 crores. Publicity expenses, of course, required expense has been slightly higher in Q4 as compared to the other quarters. Tax expenses, the deferred tax liability I did talk about. And ECL, we also had to make an additional provisioning of approximately about 100 crores because of our board's mandate to have a provision coverage ratio of more than 50%. We are at almost 51.35. So these were the factors which probably on books resulted in a probably a flattish PBT. But otherwise, there's nothing weighing on us which would signify that PBTs would not grow or PATs would not grow in the future.
And Mr. Adhikari, what we're also seeing is that your loan portfolio that has grown by only 4% YOY. This is much slower compared to the pace at which your peers are growing when you compare their AUM. So what's leading to this sluggishness in the growth of the loan book, and can we expect this momentum to improve in FY25? What's the growth rate that you are eyeing?
Yes, this is the only one area, if you may ask me, this is the one area which is slightly concerning as far as the company is concerned. Yes, our loan book has not grown. We were expecting about 8% growth, 8 to 10% growth. We have grown by only about 4%. Yes, I agree. This is the only area of concern. Partly, much of it to do with the issues you talked about, which we had in the first 6 months of the year, Q1 and Q2. Because if I talk of Q4, our disbursements have grown by almost 15%. So Q4, we have I would say, reached levels where we should have grown all through the year. But because of the factors of technology shift and also restructuring, we were slightly weighed down in the first 2 quarters. So yes, it has been muted. It is slightly concerning, and this is going to be the major area of focus for the company in the current financial year. I would expect this year that we would be showing a good disbursement growth of in the double digits, as well as a loan book growth of double digits.
So double-digit growth in terms of disbursement for FY25 is what you are expecting. But you'd also earlier guided when you talk about the Q4 NIMs to be between 2.8% to 3%, and you have done well on that front. Now, could you give us a sense that what's the liquidity in the market looks like currently, and what would the NIM outlook be for FY25 as well as Q1 FY25?
Well, if I talk of liquidity, yes, in the last quarter, the liquidity was very tight in the sense that January, I believe we were looking at somewhere around about 2.5 lakh crores of shortage of liquidity. March, again, because of large borrowings by the states, liquidity was tight. But I think we have done well to maintain NIMs of 3.08% for the year. And going forward, I would still say that we would be in the region of 2.7 to 2.9 in the coming financial year.
And your asset quality has seen some improvement as well on a year-on-year basis. Can we expect further improvement in FY25?
Well, yes, as I said, we have worked very hard on our asset quality. Yes, this was one gray area for the company with a very high sort of EAD, stage 3 EAD of almost 4.37% last year when we started off. We went in the year at 3.31, means we brought it down by 1.03%, 103 basis points. Yes, it has been good. I would say it has been good, but I think going forward, we expect a lot of the hard work we put in last year to fructify. Of course, while saying this, let me tell you the defaults, the big loan defaults, because most of our defaults are in the project space or the construction finance stage. So yes, the big cases would be slightly difficult to, I would say, crack, because they are, most of them are in the litigation stage in NCLT, in IBC, and other things. But on the retail front, I think we are going to do extremely well in the coming year, and I expect the asset quality to improve, vastly improve. Let me emphasize on the word vastly improve. And our stage 3 EAD percentage wise, I expect it to fall further.
All right, and finally, the earnings report mentions that some frauds took place in FY24. I know they're not significant in nature, but just give viewers a sense as to what the extent of it is, which segments have been affected. Will you be tightening the regulatory process?
Yes, we are in the lending business, and let me say that yes, there are all types of people. There are people who are trying to hoodwink us, and there are good and genuine borrowers also. During the financial year, we have reported 5 cases of frauds to the NHB. Of these 5, 2 of them are in the, so rather we have detected 5 cases of frauds, and 2 have been reported to NHB, because the NHB mandate says that any fraud where the amount disbursed is 1 crore or more needs to be reported. So there are only 2 such cases of 1 crore or more. The other 3 are below 1 crores. And yes, as far as frauds are concerned, we do have regular sort of measures within the organization to ensure frauds don't happen. And most of these frauds are, I would say, manipulating documents and title deeds, etc., etc., etc. So yes, we are tightening up our internal procedures to ensure that these frauds don't happen. But again, when you're disbursing over 2 lakh loans in a financial year, one-off cases would be detected, and we cannot say that they would be nil. But yes, as a company, we need to ensure that we have systems in place so that no case of fraud goes through. And the amounts involved are not much. Total, as I said, 2 cases of 1 crore and above. I think in both these cases, the amount involved is about 6 crores. And in all the 5 cases put together, it is about 8.5, 9 crores.
Right. Okay, Mr. Adhikari, great to have you on the show. Thank you so much for highlighting your earnings.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.